ela quer vir pra minhas áreas de novo. Sempre me liga mais de 11 da noite. Acho melhor não ter. Isso se repete tipo um ciclo vicioso.
Hey friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Morgan and I'm back with another Crime Time with Mo. If you're new, then welcome. Please be sure to like and subscribe so that you can be notified whenever I post a video. Today we're going to be talking about the case of Kenneka Jenkins. This is a case that many of you might have already heard about. It was a very popular case that gained a lot of attention across not just the US, but the world really. This girl was 19 years old and she was at a party at a hotel and she did not make it home the next day. She was found dead in the cafeteria freezer of that hotel. Was it an accident or did someone have something to do with it? I want to start off by saying how Kenneka Jenkins was as a person. She was very kind and loving. She was very educated and intelligent and very loved by many people. Kenneka had a very close relationship with her family, especially with her mother. She was the youngest daughter to Teresa Martin, and she had a very close relationship with her mother because she had gone through cancer, so Kenneka was there to support her through it. This case takes place at the O'Hare Airport Crown Hotel in Illinois. On Friday, September 8th, 2017, Kenneka and 3 of her friends were going to a party at the Crown Plaza Hotel. Kenneka's mother had allowed her to use her car to get to the party. So Kenneka and her 3 friends piled into the car. They stopped at the store to get some drinks, and then they made it to the hotel around 1:15 a.m. Now, to put things into perspective for you, Kenneka's mother did not know where this party would be taking place, and she did not know that there would be boys in attendance. Kenneka's mother was told that this party would be chaperoned by an adult and that it would be an all-girls party, and one of the mothers would be the chaperone of the party. But this was not the case. Instead, it was a party at a hotel, not an Airbnb, and it was not chaperoned, and there were boys in attendance. Around 1:30 a.m. after arriving at the hotel party, Kenneka called her older sister to check in and let her know that she had made it safely. Unfortunately, this would be the last time that any of her family members would hear from Kenneka. Kenneka and her 3 friends meet up with another friend on the 3rd floor. After this, the party moves to another hotel room, presumably on the 9th floor. And this is where things start to get interesting. You can see videos of Kenneka with her friends, and in the videos, she looks fine at this point. If I'm not mistaken, this party was supposed to be in celebration of one of Kenneka's friends' birthdays. I believe the girl's name is Irene, and it was, not sure how old she was turning, but it was her birthday. And so the party was supposed to be in celebration of that. Irene starts live streaming at some point during this night to bring in her birthday and get birthday wishes and all that good stuff. But netizens say that in the background of her live stream video, you can hear some people talking about killing someone or raping someone. And netizens say that you can hear a female's voice say, "Help me." When I watched the video and listened to the audio, I personally couldn't hear everything that other netizens are hearing. But I don't have the best hearing. I don't know if I just wasn't able to decipher what was being said in the background, but I personally didn't hear that. But other netizens claim to have heard these things. Anyways, by this point, the party has moved from one floor to another, and in the new hotel room, there's about 30 people as opposed to the 10 or 12 people that were at the original party. This is where things start to get a little weird. In the videos, Kenneka is fine, and you can see her with a drink in her hand, but she is standing and talking normal and seems okay for the most part. She doesn't seem drunk or like she's toppling over or anything like that. Around 3:30 a.m., Kenneka and her friends decide to leave the hotel party. Kenneka and her friends were on their way out when they realized that Kenneka's phone and keys were still in the hotel room. So they left Kenneka alone and went to go back and get her keys and her phone. Now, I haven't confirmed if it was in the lobby that they left her or if it was in the hallway, but either way, when her friends returned with her keys and her phone, Kenneka was gone, and they didn't know where she had gone. When I go out with a group of friends, if anyone is appearing really drunk, I'm not going to leave them by themselves. I'm not sure why Kenneka's 3 friends all left her by herself to go get her phone and keys, because at this point, she wasn't in a condition to be left alone. And you can see that by the CCTV footage. Now, I would hope that Kenneka's friends at least attempted to look for her, but I'm not 100% sure about that, or if they did, I'm not sure how thoroughly they looked for her. But another thing that I find odd is how none of the hotel staff knew where she was either. Like, they didn't help look for her. I'm not sure if her friends even told anybody at the hotel, any of the staff, that their friend was missing. So all they did was take her car and called Kenneka's mother and explain to her how they had left her in the lobby, either the lobby or the hotel hallway. It wasn't really 100% clarified, but yeah, they left her alone, and when they came back, she was gone. And they explained that to her mother, and that's about it. That's the extent of how much they helped. At this point, it's about 5 a.m. Kenneka's mother arrives at the hotel asking to review the CCTV footage, but she was unsuccessful. So this is when she makes a phone call to the police. Kenneka's mom didn't believe the story that Kenneka's friends had told her on the phone. She told the 911 operator that it sounded like they had been drinking. Her friends did tell her mother that she had 1 drink, but 1 drink really isn't enough to make someone drunk, even if you are kind of a lightweight. But, well, actually, if you are a lightweight, it can make you drunk. And apparently Kenneka was more on the lightweight side because her and her family didn't really drink. So having just 1 drink was enough for Kenneka. This is where I think the police could have handled the situation a little better. I think that they should have responded to the scene as Kenneka's mother was explaining the situation, but instead the police told her to give it a few hours, wait it out. Maybe she went to another friend's house, maybe she's with another friend, and she'll show back up. Plus, it would take a while to turn over this to the detective department, which would have to deal with the CCTV footage. Kenneka's mother did what they told her to do. She gave it a few hours, but she didn't hear back from Kenneka, and Kenneka never showed back up. So, at 1:16 p.m., after Kenneka has been missing for almost 11 hours, they finally filed her as a missing person and filed a report so that they could begin their police investigation. The police finally go to the hotel to do a search. They comb through the hotel, go through all the hallways and different rooms, and they could not find Kenneka. The hotel staff said that they didn't see anything in the CCTV footage. Really, the hotel staff was very unhelpful throughout this whole situation. When Kenneka's mother had came up there at 5 a.m., she was requesting to see some of the CCTV footage to see where did her daughter go. And they said that they needed a missing persons report in order to show that footage, and this was not true. They did not need a missing persons report in order to show that footage, and I'm not sure if they even looked through the cameras. I'm pretty sure they just said that they didn't see anything, but they never actually looked through the camera footage, because later on we see that there is footage of her on the CCTV. Around 8:30 p.m. on that Saturday, Kenneka's family had came back to the hotel to conduct a search of their own so that they could find their loved one. Instead of helping the Jenkins family, the hotel staff decides to call the police on the family for conducting a search for their loved one. If that doesn't tell you how unhelpful the hotel staff was, I don't know what will. The police arrive and they de-escalate the situation. They help search some more for Kenneka, and I believe this is when CCTV footage might have finally been reviewed. They see Kenneka walking around the hallways, and they find a video of her walking into the cafeteria, but they don't see her leave the cafeteria. On that night, September 10th, 2017, at 12:48 a.m., Kenneka Jenkins' body was found in the walk-in freezer of the Crown Hotel, and she had been missing for 22 hours. Police said that she had died from hypothermia. Her body was rock solid when they had found her, and there were no wounds to her body. Her clothing was partially removed. She had a shoe that was off, and her shirt was pulled up, exposing her chest. Netizens believe that this indicates something had to have happened to her, but other netizens believe that this is what happens when you reach a certain state of hypothermia. Your body begins to feel warm and hot, and some people begin to take their clothes off. So there are different theories on why her clothing was partially removed. I think I'm going more with the hypothermia feeling, because that is a fact. When you have hypothermia, that when your body reaches a certain point, it begins to feel warm, and some people do take their clothing off thinking that it will help, when really it's making things worse because it's making them colder faster. Kenneka's toxicology reports showed a VAC level of 0.112, which is over the legal limit. I'm not sure if Kenneka's friends are accurate in saying that she only had one drink, but if so, then Kenneka definitely was not a big drinker, because this one drink was enough to get her very drunk. The toxicology report also found a drug called topiramate in her system, which is used to treat migraines and epilepsy. The medication topiramate can be dangerous when mixed with alcohol. It enhances the reaction of alcohol by 4 times. So Kenneka having this medication in her system and drinking alcohol on top of that could be the reason why she appears so drunk and disoriented in the videos that we see of her. These are the only things in her system according to the toxicology report. So this goes against what netizens say about her being drugged, because If she was drugged, that would have popped up on her toxicology report, but the only things that did was the alcohol and the topiramate medication that she had been taking. Either way, netizens believe that Kenneka should not have been left alone regardless of what she had drank or how much she had to drink or anything, because clearly she was very disoriented and not in a state to be left alone. When it comes to the CCTV footage, a lot of netizens believe that something is being covered up by the hotel. People believe that there's somebody that was following her or leading Kenneka to somewhere to do something to her. And there are other netizens who believe that Kenneka could have just wandered off on her own accord because of how disoriented and drunk she was. I don't think we'll ever really know the truth about that, but those are some theories. Some netizens say that in the CCTV footage, you can see a person that's hiding around the corners and following her, or that you can see a hand reach out from the wall and try to grab her. Many netizens still believe that Kenneka's friends had something to do with her death. I'm not sure. I believe that they could have done more to try to help her and find her if she really did walk off like they say she did. I feel like they could have not left her alone while she was in that condition. So I think there's things that they could have done to help prevent this from happening, but I'm not sure if they had anything to do with it in terms of like drugging her or giving her too much to drink on purpose or having some type of plan to off her, you know? Another theory that some netizens have is that the girl in the videos is not actually Kenneka Jenkins. Some people believe that it is somebody pretending to be Kenneka and that she was actually dead or killed, and they were just making it seem like she was drunk and disoriented and ended up in the freezer on her own. This theory is, that one's kind of out there, because they would have to find someone that looked like just like Kenneka, like body-wise. So that would be a lot if you're gonna murder someone or cover up somebody's death. That would be a lot. Many netizens believe that this case is trying to be covered up by the Rosemont police and the hotel staff. They believe that something happened and they don't want it to be discovered. Before Kenneka's death, there was really a lot of stories and reports about this hotel that were kind of unsettling. Like, some people have reported that there's been a mysterious man that tried to get into their room and had the room key to their room, which no one else should have had. And there are reports about the people getting into the elevators and the elevators stopping on the wrong floors multiple times. So weird stuff was already happening at this hotel before Kenneka's death, and Kenneka's death just kind of brought more attention to the hotel, which leads netizens to believe that the hotel is definitely trying to cover something up so that they don't get a worse reputation than they have already. The Rosemont police declined to make this a federal investigation, and they closed this case and ruled it a accidental death due to hypothermia, with no evidence of physical assault or sexual assault. This case was closed on October 20th, not even a month after, a little over a month after Kenneka's death. Kenneka's family filed a $50 million lawsuit stating that their daughter's death could have been prevented. And 6 years later, in December of 2023, the family settled on a $10 million settlement for the death of their loved one, Kenneka Jenkins. Many people believe they should have gotten well over $10 million. I believe they should have gotten the full $50 million from the lawsuit, because they deserve it. I believe that her death could have been prevented. I believe that the hotel staff could have done a little more. I believe that the police could have responded more quickly to the phone call that Kenneka's mother had reached out. So I think that $10 million as a settlement for this family is not fair, but I'm glad that they got something. So that is the story of Kenneka Pinky Jenkins, who her life was taken too soon and in a very tragic way. Please let me know your thoughts. Please like and comment. I would love to know how you feel about this case. Please let me know, do you agree with how this case was handled? Do you think it was an accident? Do you think that somebody had something to do with it? Or do you think someone's covering something up? So let me know in the comments. Please be sure to like, subscribe so that you can see my next videos. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.